We're gonna need more diapers. Diapers.
Barry, something you've been meaning to tell us?
What? No! This kid is not my grandson from the future or any, when. Heck, Iris and I don't even have kids.
Barry?
What?
I'm pregnant.
What?
I found out this morning. I was gonna tell you tonight, in private.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Aunt Dawn.
Wait, there are two in there?
We're having twins?
Oops. Spoilers.
Bartholomew Henry Allen. That's not a good name.
Look,
Are
Barry.
you sure I don't go by Bart? Bart feels more natural to me. Can we go with Bart? Bart's kind of cool. Your Honor, I'm innocent. I didn't do this. I didn't kill anyone. He didn't do those things. He didn't hurt my mom. I was there that night. There was a man. Plan.
Hey everybody, this house is bitchin'. So everybody was wondering about Barry's gibberish. There were a couple really big Easter eggs for notable comic book things like Bart Allen, the Tornado Twins, and the Reverse Flash in all that craziness. But all said, there were about 14 different things that he mentioned, including the ones that I put in that clip. Those are just the biggest ones, so that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. But I'll read off the rest of the gibberish sayings at the end of this and explain what I think that they mean. There is a new round of that Justice League ticket giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. So most of you probably picked up on a couple of the easier gibberish sayings, like when he had that line from Oliver, "I don't think I'm like you, Oliver."
I'm just not sure I'm like you, Oliver.
That's a direct callback to this scene from the pilot episode where he went to Oliver to get some sage wisdom about what to do now that he had all these crazy abilities. But a lot of you probably guessed correctly based on the really easy things to decode, like we need more diapers, obviously talking about future children that'll be coming down the road, is that Cisco's algorithm did work. It's just that it's a line of dialogue that someone's not going to utter until a future episode. So for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that 99.9% of all the dialogue that's from future episodes is from the future of this season. So we're going to need more diapers implies that somebody's going to say that before the finale or in the finale, because that feels like a really big thing to end on. Like, holy crap, are they actually going to have kids in season 5? That'd be ridiculous. But when he says things like, Dad and I are both okay, we're both going to be fine, he's talking about this moment from the season 1 finale when he got to say goodbye to his mother. That's what that dialogue is from. So all the gibberish is either something that's going to happen this season in the future, or it's something that happened in a previous season. So just limit yourself to that. But when he talks about the stars raining, that could be the crisis event, and that's not supposed to happen till like season 10, based on their dates. But what they're telling us is that they will eventually get pregnant, they'll do tornado twins, but we don't know what that's going to look like. There are so many problems with trying to do babies, especially twin babies, on a network TV show that's about a superhero. Like Oliver is having enough trouble with William this season on Arrow. I think it would be a nightmare to try and work with babies on The Flash. So I have a feeling they'll have some story solution to that so that they can do the babies, but then you won't have to deal with them every single week. Like they'll have to be sent into the future or something crazy will happen, but it all leads to Bart Allen. So if you're worried about children on The Flash, just remember this. You cannot get Bart Allen on the show, the thing that everybody's been asking for, without the twins. So that's just one step in the path to getting him on. That's why when Cisco said, "This house is bitchin'," I wondered which of the characters on the show actually talks like that. Even Cisco, who has some pretty cringy dialogue every once in a while, doesn't talk like that. So unless they write some really bad Cisco dialogue for a future episode, that sounds like something that Bart Allen would say. If you're a big fan of the comics, you may remember 90s Bart Allen. He actually did talk just like that. So I'm just leaving "This house is bitchin' and we're gonna need more diapers" as an open Easter egg for future Bart Allen stuff, but obviously they have to do tornado twins before that. Moving into Reverse Flash territory, so there are a couple times in Barry's gibberish that he mentions Reverse Flash related things. One of them is actually a little clearer than the other. The first time he says, "Your Honor, I'm innocent, I didn't do this, I didn't kill anyone." The second time he says, "He didn't do those things, he didn't hurt my mom, I was there that night. There was a man." That's him saying a line of dialogue that he had as a child while he was at his father's trial when he was being falsely accused of the murder of Nora Allen. Remember, they didn't know anything about Reverse Flash at the time. Barry was the only person who saw the Man in Yellow, and it became that lifelong obsession for him until it culminated in the Season 1 arc. But that first time, you may remember Barry, when he went back to save his mother in the Season 1 finale, he saw those flashes to the future. Your Honor, I'm innocent. I didn't do this. I didn't kill anyone. Might be a reference to something from this season for this moment here. So all the things that they've shown in this big flashback from Season 1, they've done. They haven't quite got to Flash Museum yet. They just paid off Killer Frost in Season 2 and now Season 3 and 4. And then we haven't gotten to this prison getup yet. The thing that everyone's pointing to is that it is sort of an Easter egg for the trial of the Flash, because he killed the Reverse Flash, Zod style, by snapping his neck to save him from killing his girlfriend. Eventually he was acquitted, but it was a really seminal Flash story. He actually killed his greatest enemy, and it's one of the things that he regrets most, because the Flash doesn't kill people, even though a lot of you will point out that he actually killed someone at the beginning of Season 2. So even though Barry doesn't kill people, he's actually killed a couple people. But those are really the only Easter eggs that I think we've seen of the Reverse Flash so far. A lot of you have asked me if I think that maybe this isn't Barry that came back from the Speed Force and it's just Reverse Flash that looks like Barry. He's just disguised himself. I don't think that's the case. I think it's genuinely supposed to be Barry. And that's why you have this moment with Iris at the end where he's like, I'll always come back to you. But there was a short arc in the comics where Bart came into the past masquerading as Barry Allen, and people thought that he'd come back from the dead. It was a long time before Flash Rebirth, so he'd still been lost into the Speed Force. It was prime Wally West Flash era. So I can see why people thought that that might be what they're doing. But because the tone is supposed to be a lot lighter, I think they're not playing this in the cynical way. If it was a much darker story, then I would say definitely for sure this is Reverse Flash pretending to be Barry. But because of all these scenes here where he's celebrating his bachelor party, where he's in therapy with Iris, where he's trying to learn how to become part of the group again after being gone for so long, that all seems very heartfelt. It doesn't ring false to me, so I think that this is Barry Allen, and when Eobard does come back, it'll be a little bit different. But it's sort of the same thing with the idea of them bringing Bart Allen on the TV show. They've been adamant about how they're not going back to the Speedster well right away. So if they do any of that kind of stuff, it'll be the back half of the season, and they'll ease into it, and it still won't overpower their Thinker arc. He's still going to be the big villain of the season. It's going to be a much more thriller, detective-based story. That's why they're bringing the Elongated Man on, because he's a detective from the comics. So it'll be Barry learning how to use his powers in ways beyond just running really fast. But let me know in the comments, Speed Force Prophet Barry said, more diapers, there will be babies. When do you think that they'll actually pay that off? Do you think that it's going to be a moment in the finale? Because right at the end of the Thinker arc in the comics, Wally West and Linda learned that they were pregnant with twins. It came right after they defeated the Thinker. So it just feels like the perfect holy shit, oh my god moment to end Season 4 on. But what'll happen tomorrow is I think I have a pretty good idea of when Titans is going to premiere next year, so I might do a Titans video before I start doing more Flash. But a whole bunch of Flash episode 2, I'll name the giveaway winner when I post my next DC video. So you can click here for all my episode 1, episode 2 videos, and you can click here to rewatch that Black Panther trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.